Today we're going to look at some tips for escaping mount. We're going to revisit some really basic mount escapes. You've probably seen them before. We're going to look at a couple different tips and details here to make your mount escapes more effective. I was at the Hicks and Gracie seminar in Pedro Sauer School, Virginia, and he was showing these tips to black belts. There's some black belts that hadn't incorporated these in their games, making a huge difference. So I was really impressed by them. They made a big difference in my game, so I thought that he might find them useful too. So let's look at the first mount escape here. Probably the first mount escape you ever learned. The bridge and roll, okay? So the basic bridge and roll, you guys have seen this before. You know, I'm wrapping up an arm, controlling the head, stepping the foot out over the ankle here on this side. So I'm just gonna bridge, I'm gonna roll, okay? Everybody's seen that escape, you can probably play with it. But as you've gotten into the more experienced grappling skill levels, you probably found out guys are just posting, they're shutting the sweep, they're shutting the roll down long before they can actually get close to escaping mount. So what's going to happen here, and this is especially true if Paul's got like a cross collar grip here, we were in the gi, and I'm controlling his hand, when I go to bridge, he's posting his hand really easily. Even if I've got his head wrapped up, he's doing the same thing. I feel like it's a strength game here. I'm just kind of trying to out wrestle him. I'm just trying to out muscle him here, and that's not going to be any good for me. So the detail here is, we'll start with this basic, like we're doing a cross collar escape here. I cup his forearm, control it with both hands. Before I roll, I want to take my ear and touch it to my opposite shoulder. So if I'm going this direction, I'm going to my left, I'll take to my right shoulder. So I'm opening my neck up here. Now when I go to roll, I'm going to actually try and touch my neck to the mat. So I'm still I'm stepping my left foot out over his heel here, on the outside. So I'm going ear to shoulder, bridge, take Paul over. Makes a lot more space for my arch. So when I do this without Paul here, I have a lot more space to keep turning and coming over for my bridge. So let's look at it with if I'm doing a more no-gi oriented escape here. If I got his arm down and controlling his head, ear to shoulder, looking back this direction, bridge, he tries to post, doesn't matter, it's taking him right over the top. So that's basically made a pretty big difference in my Upa escape. So now let's look at your basic shrimp escape from mount. A lot of times what will happen, a lot of times what will happen, you'll be in mount, you get a nice bridge going, turn, and Paul squeezes his legs together, you're trying to shrimp, he's kind of shutting everything down nice and tight, it's really hard to get a lot of pressure here, and then he's cross-facing you, flattening you back out, and having a hard time getting out of the mount. So the trick here is, before you turn, you want to establish a point of contact. If I just turn, I'm not really controlling Paul at all. I'm really making it easy for him to secure his position and follow my hips. So to keep him from following my hips, I got my hands in tight, my basic mount posture here. I'm going to bring my hand across, and a hand on his hip, or on his stomach, doesn't really matter. Right here. So if I'm going this direction, if I'm going to my left, I want my right hand on top. So I'm going in this position. Now as I bridge and turn to go for my shrimp, it's really hard for Paul to follow my hips. A lot easier for me to get out here. So I can just shrimp all the way out, or I can shrimp into half guard. Back up a little bit. So instead of just turning, before I turn, I'm going to his hip. Bridge, go and squeeze your legs together, Paul. It's a lot harder for him to follow my hips here, because I got a nice stiff arm on him. It's giving me a lot more control. And like if he's really fighting here, he's trying to climb back in the mount, I can use that to trip back into my half guard. So try playing with those mount tips a little bit. You'll be surprised at how much of a difference it makes. It's really made a big difference in my game, so I hope it helps you out too. Feel free to go online and check out my book, The Cauliflower Chronicles, available on November 16th. Order from Amazon, Buddha Videos, or go to Borders and Barnes & Noble and pick up a copy. Thank you. See you next time.